Live from downtown Little Bay. That's why we didn't do it. Handouts open, notes open, laptops should be away. Why don't have your why are your laptops up? You don't need your laptops up, put them away. No, close them. Put your laptops in your bag. In your bag. Put your laptops in your bag. You don't need them up. What I want is a giant curved mirror like they have in some drugstores.
Oh, so you can see.
I can see. Because they put their laptop down and a little while later I look up and they're watching soccer or buying shoes. Buying shoes. In her defense, they were a fantastic pair of shoes.
Heels?
All I saw was $4,800. And they look like every other pair of black shoes I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he's a poser, bro.
So I'm assuming they shot lasers. Jaden, what are you doing? Alkali metals. We need to finish off from last day. And then we'll do the last demo that we haven't done. Alkali metals, where are they on the periodic table?
The middle.
How, the middle?
The side.
The side.
Far left.
Far left. They are the first family of the periodic table. So alkali metals are right here. We have transition metals, and here we have the alkaline earth metals, then the earth metals, then the tetrals, pnictogens, chalcogens. I've actually never heard chalcogen pronounced out loud. For all I know, it's chalcogen. So I stand ready to be corrected in that one because I keep forgetting to look it up as well. So alkali metals, how many electrons are in its valence shell? One. If there's one electron in its valence shell, what is its most likely ion? Plus one. It'll lose that electron, so it makes plus one cations. Formed. How reactive are the alkali metals? Pardon?
Like reactive. They're like not the most reactive.
They're not the most reactive? They explode when we put them in water.
Quite reactive.
They're quite reactive. There's very few metals that do that. Alkali metals are the only ones that react quite that big. They are the most reactive metals. Metals. What kind of solutions do they form when they react with water? What kind of solutions? If we were, say, to example, put phenolphthalein in that solution, what color would it turn? Magenta. A fancy type of pink. So they form basic solutions. And all their other properties, they are metals. So they are shiny and all the other properties of metals. They're malleable, they're ductile, they conduct electricity, and all the other things. By comparison, the alkaline earth metals, how many valence electrons in their valence shell? 2 electrons. So what kind of ions do they form? Yeah. What's similar with its reactivity?
Less than alkaline metals.
Less reactive than alkali. They are reactive, but we weren't storing them in oil. One of the bottles of calcium was entirely reacted from 4 years ago, so perhaps we should, but it's not quite as fast. But they still, they'll react in water. Even the magnesium slowly reacted in water. You don't find magnesium, pure magnesium metal. Over time, over years, it would completely react away. They also form, they're alkaline, so they form basic solutions. And they also react with O2 and H2O. And they also have all the properties of metals. Next year, if you take chemistry next year, you will do trends in the periodic table. And as I mentioned the last day, a lot of these trends can be predicted based on things like atomic size. As you go down, you get bigger, which makes you more likely to give away electrons because it's hard to hold outermost ones. You also become more electropositive. So the most metallic element on the periodic table would be francium. The one you could actually get a hold of would probably be cesium. Would be the most metallic element. And then the least metallic element would be fluorine. So there's trends, and they tend to be diagonal for that reason. So more reactive as you go down, less reactive as you go down. You get that symmetry going on. Okay, put it there because I also switched pages right away to give you time to finish writing it down. Those are good knowing nods, by the way. That was fantastic. Anybody still ready? Yeah, sure. And then we come to the loneliest family. It's like when you go to a restaurant and they say, party of one, and you say, yes, I'm a party of one. What family has only one member? A single one. Hydrogen. One proton for most of them and no neutrons. Hold it. Where's my hydrogen? Where'd hydrogen go?
Go back.
Go back to here. Is it here? Oh! It was up top. So, how many electrons in its valence shell? One. So that's like the alkali metals. How many electrons does it take to fill its valence shell? One. One electron to fill shell. Yeah, if it gets rid of that one to have an empty set, then you have, what are the most common ions?
Hydrogen.
That's the element. The most common ion? What kind of ions does it form?
Negative hydrogen.
Negative hydrogen. So forms hydride ion, H minus 1. That's reasonably rare, but common enough. We can say it's commonly formed. But what's the other one it normally forms? Hydrogen plus 1 forms hydrogen plus, which is pure acid. That is what acid is. It is a very common ion. Gets rid of that electron, and you get all that charge dedicated in one particular spot. It's a family of one, but it likes to hang out with the alkalis, which is why we put it on that side of the periodic table, but it doesn't really belong. You know when you have a friend group, and there's that one person that keeps trying to hang out with you, and you like let them sit with you at meals, but sometimes when you want to do something with the real friend group, you kind of exclude them because you're all a little mean. That's that one. Hydrogen's just on the outside looking in, sometimes wishing it could be an alkali metal. It kind of looks like them, but then it gets kicked out, so it hangs with the halogens for a while. But the halogens are even meaner, they kick it out more often. It doesn't form minus ones as often as it does plus ones, so it often feels on the outside. But they sometimes let it in. But really it just wanders around kind of sad, which is weird given it's the most abundant element in the universe. So sometimes it just gets together with itself and forms like entire solar systems because that's what makes up the sun. If you ask me what is up on many occasions, I will say monoatomic hydrogen, because if you go far enough in any direction in space, you will find monoatomic hydrogen. Hydrogen that is so far apart from other hydrogens, it's by itself, hydrogen, one electron, one proton, not bonded to anything. The nearest atom is kilometers away, so they're not going to find each other. And that's all of space. It's just hanging out there. So it is the most abundant element in our entire universe. So very reactive, it makes up acids, but it doesn't really belong to, it's unique in that it is its own family. It is true, we label things metal or non-metal based on their properties of do they conduct electricity, and that's handy for us on planet Earth. But really a metal is anything that habitually will give up an electron, go to different pressures and temperatures, and that line may shift based on what it would do. It is theorized that at the core of Jupiter, pressure is so strong it has a core of metallic hydrogen, as opposed to gaseous hydrogen. Other metals, just so that you know them, we have the transition metals, groups 3 to 4. Their valence shell is a lot. So it varies as you go across. We're not going to talk about d electrons, but I'll just put it in there so you have a little thing for next year. D electrons. D electrons are quantum. I did. Who was it? I just got texted yesterday by someone who started their first year in chemistry. And we're going to learn, you'll learn a lot about d electrons last year, but just so that you know, am I getting value for my money here at Brentwood College School? Okay, this is from a grad. I won't tell you which grad because she didn't give me permission to reveal a name yet. So I know you said you had to teach us quantum for uni, and yes, we are doing quantum, but I literally went to the office hours to ask which D shell lost its electron in the weird order, and the professor was like, don't worry about that. We don't worry about that. The quantum we did in grade 11 was more in depth than what we're doing in uni. And I said, that's good that you're prepared. I am. I got 100% in my class midterm and half the class failed. I don't know if I should be mad that I got a worse chem grades in high school than university, or thankful I'm prepared. And I said probably a little bit of both. So you will be prepared in university. Apparently the last check-in, we may be doing too much. How many valence electrons in the boron group? Periodic table, boron group, where is that? The earth metals, 3. We have 3 electrons for the valence. Carbon group? 4. Nitrogen group, or pnictogens? 5. And the oxygen group, or chalcogens? It is 6. So, what charge will this form? Plus 3. Well, how does it get to plus 3? Yeah, we kick away 3 electrons, and we get to plus 3. What do we do with the 4? Plus or minus 4. Whether it gives away 4 or puts in 4. And then with 5, minus 3, because we put in 3 electrons. And then for the 6, minus 2, because we put in 2 electrons. And that is all of the famous families we're going to do. The alkali metals, the alkaline earth metals, and the halogens, and the noble gases are the ones you absolutely should know. You should know the names of the transition metals, and if you were very clever, you noticed this periodic table is incomplete. What am I missing? There's a whole, yeah, there's a little bottom one. There's a whole little bottom section down here. And it usually goes like this. And these are the inner transition metals. And if I was to, is it giving me the ability to do it? I don't think I know. And the reason we have those, it's the equivalent of doing this. Because ideally, those inner transition metals should fit in right in there. But we don't, because we don't like making paper that long. It would be the equivalent of, as we looked at this periodic table, and we that's too big for our paper. And we just went like this. And I have seen teachers that have used a periodic table like this. The reason, oh, look, I forgot hydrogen. Again, family of one. And the reason you would do a periodic table for like this would be grade 10. We hardly ever talk about the transition metals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we only really go up to 20, and we don't really use in here that much. And you could probably teach all of grade 10 with just using that periodic table. But if you open it up, that wasn't supposed to be a pen, and put this back in, then you get the regular periodic table. If you open it up again and put that other little one in there, then you'd have the complete periodic table. There is theorized another row that can go in there that is stable, somewhere around, I think, 400 atomic number. There is supposed to be another zone of stability, but no force in the universe that we know of can crush the protons and neutrons down when you have that many at the point that they'll start bonding together. So there's no physical force. If we're going to do it, we're going to have to invent one. And then we can truly make elements that aren't, have never before been seen in nature. Okay, you are now done chemistry, save for the demo. So, you can, we'll go in a minute. I have to go to bed. So while I'm doing that, you could take 5, and I'll say, I'll hand out these so you can look over what we're doing next, if you would like to. And next week, you will have a quiz on your lab, but it will be open lab. I'm going to give it back to you, and then you'll answer them, and you'll have it. Yeah, pardon? No, I'm giving it back next week. Okay, I'm going to go get magic chemical and double check out. If it's raining too hard, I actually can't do it. It's too dangerous. Reacts with water.
Oh, you know what the little puzzle things that were about to learn?
The puzzle thing?
I know.
DNA.
Those little things.
Yeah.
No, but they're not called
Oh.
DNA, they're called.
Wait, let me see how I pull them
N starts with an N. They're called.
Probably
Wheel.
Wait, which one am I? Am I gray shirt or?
I like bio, but I'm not.
I don't know, like I like bio, but it's just mostly
Yeah, I'm great.
I'm
No,
mostly gonna miss
and
We're watching it. It's on Monday.
what I want.
I see
Physics.
I think
It's
you're
at
red.
the lab quiz.
Red? That's
We're gonna miss it. Actually,
I'm colorblind.
wait, no.
Oh.
Is it second law?
Sorry, yellow.
I think you're yellow.
What's this?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's ABC
I'm
law.
yellow.
That's yellow.
So like, let's say we
They locked away the explosive metals. Usually.
Registered or graded?
What am I?
I think you're submissive.
Wait, oh, I'm dominant.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Are you a dom or you a
Yeah, like, I'm
You
looking
playing
for
brawl, so
what to do.
It's too, yeah, no, I
Oh,
You guys
great.
are
What do
really
you think that is?
Yeah, not really good.
Well, what you know about War Thunder, bro?
What about that?
I'm a
I
War
gotta put
Thunder,
some
bro.
there.
I don't think that's dominate or that's just tongue. Like how much is that?
They're neat.
What,
You get paid.
what's that just a little bit?
Oh my god, that's
Just,
I missed the form,
Uh-huh.
so I was able to like buy
Where'd you
one
get
from this
it?
pharmacy for like Ryder, you know, like you like print like the pocket of your sleeve, or like a picture. So I bought one of those.
They're cheaper.
Is your index finger longer than your ring finger?
Yes.
Why?
Like
And
I'm
then
not
it
supposed
is,
to
then
show
they
it.
become is it
But then they deliver it to the house.
index finger?
I don't know. I think
Oh,
it
you
is.
gotta
Like my
sneak
picture.
in.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta
Really?
sneak.
Okay.
I'm sorry, he's trying to use my mouse pad.
Oh, you
What's
can't
the-
get
what's
it.
the-
Wait, guys.
You have
If your
a-
eyebrow is connected,
Yeah,
like it's
that'd be kind of sad.
and it's meant to give us someone sensitive,
Yeah,
one,
you're
just
submissive.
have a lot of
I'm just gonna feel so bad.
zero.
Dude, it's not very good.
I didn't go with your
I don't think she got anything because
He's the one that's talking
last
shit.
Sunday
Wait, do you guys have a
she
unibrow?
called me and asked for my shoe size and then hung up once I told her.
Yeah, but like, yeah, but like,
Yeah.
She just got you shoes. She definitely got you shoes from like Vietnam.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Where did the, I also have that.
Yeah.
I just feel like much.
Yeah, I am dominant.
I got Ryder in like
You, what do you
big
got?
dairy milk bar.
Let's
I'm left over.
Let's see.
I got her
Oh, hell!
I don't know. I went uptown. Anyway, I was thinking maybe I couldn't find it that was off I don't want to get Emma because
Tyler, let's see you.
like a teddy bear.
I'm a Widow's Peak too.
Dominant. So like there's like when you have
I guess.
Yeah, I don't think he has a wood.
I'll send
Yeah,
you
it's like
the
you-
jeans
you're
and
split.
stuff.
I have a Widow's
It's
Peak
like
on that one.
just
It's like
fine.
there.
So
It's like a new 15.
So that's why it's
Sorry,
just
guys.
like you bear.
Oh,
Small Widow's Peak.
Pharmacy.
But I've never seen like a person that's
I don't like to spend money.
not have a wood.
I know. I spend so much money here.
Like I try not to do like I set a rule for myself. I only go out on the weekends.
Dude,
Because I know on Sunday I'm gonna be
No, like
so
I've
busy.
only seen like people have like that.
It's so bad.
Spend money.
I've only seen
get rid of Widow's Peak.
I've only seen like maybe I've never seen like a white Asian like person have like
No, it's
I've never seen a person with like normal hair, not like the really really frizzy ones that have been, like have a wig. I don't know how to do this people.
I only get 25 a week. 25. But it's like it's stacked.
Okay, that's
Timmy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Timmy.
So like if I don't spend one
Yo,
hundred and
he
50,
does not have a wig.
and I just don't spend.
Bro, I heard
And I
Timmy.
make my own money as well.
No, Timmy's a bigger blood.
But not right now. Like back at home.
Is dominant. What is
Do you have a left?
Uh,
It's the butt chunk. It's a
I think you have a
I do.
I think I actually missed it on that.
I don't know.
Then I don't have it.
I'm a, my chin my chin is submissive.
You gotta spray that.
Bro, what does that even mean?
Wait, no, Wesley, right?
Okay, is that good or bad?
Meyer Diddle's dominant.
Yeah, Howard
Okay.
was dominant. I feel like
Objectively, Wesley's over.
yeah.
I've met him a few times.
No,
Wait,
dominant means it gets passed down.
No, you have whichever like you have both Aleos in your genes and
Yeah.
which one you
Well,
select is dominant.
Yeah.
That's why it's called dominant.
Oh, yeah, blue eyes.
So that's the one that gets passed down.
you have a
This
gap in
episode
your
of
teeth?
Wesley's
Do you?
Yeah. Let me show you.
I don't know. I don't know if I did or not because I got braces.
Wesley's so funny.
Well, I did,
He
but I
came to
got
Vietnam
braces
with us this summer, actually.
So,
did
so you do it. So
Yeah,
you
probably
did
with
it.
a tooth gap.
I'm gonna tell him to.
There's
So wait,
Like,
but that's gotta be fake news because Owen Lawrence could never be dominant. Owen Lawrence could never be dominant.
This was them in Vietnam.
Oh, that's fine.
I know I took that class.
Sounds respectful. But then at the end of the summer,
Both gyms are passed down, but whatever you passed, that's the one that took over.
so then my parents would have
Is that the Chinese middle
so I'll
finger?
just find it and then I'll follow you through it again.
That's not real, right?
Bro, I just learned
I'm
that
gonna
like.
be like
Yeah, actually,
last like a
you
month.
still thought
And then
that?
like England.
White or long? Yo, that the people legit have that where it's like
Okay.
a middle and
I'm gonna check a sodium.
That's hella cool.
A little bigger than the chunk we had in the classroom. We are going to head down and throw it into the ocean. Hold on.
Tyler left it
Our
there.
Sergi and Oldie.
Tyler, where's Tyler? He went to the waterfront. He's not.
Why is he thirsty, bro?
Why are you not thirsty?
Just leave quick and he'll be like clueless.
Bro, why is he prostrating himself, bro?
Because he knows.
Actually, I just
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm feeling like a chill guy today.
You almost crashed out with me.
I said it makes sense.
I have a new outlook online.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't affect me anymore, I don't
What's your
Bro
birthday?
is still.
Oh, that's
Bro turns 50.
Wow.
I have no enemies, bro. No, no one's my enemy. No one's my enemy.
Just 45 minutes to this shit.
No.
You have no
My
friends and no
okay.
enemies.
Watch this. Is this the? Although my enemies are many, my equals are none.
Oh, what?
Christopher Columbus.
That's like a top 10 coldest presidents.
Top 10 respect moments. Oh yeah.
Thirst trapping.
Oh.
Oh, shady.
Who's that?
That's you.
Who's that too?
I'm about to crash out.
Oh.
I'll send you.
For you, maybe. I'm
I got hair, guys.
I'm not a show guy.
just a show guy who
What is
Show guy who enjoys science.
my mom sending me, bro?
Oh my god. Okay, daddy. I don't know. Why does everyone have their parents on Snapchat?
Plants have booties. Booties is the right The old me would have pushed out by then, but even now, that what I just heard was questionable. It was questionable.
It was extremely questionable.
Did it get you close to the end?
No.
Oh.
Maybe.
No. Bro, just keep calm.
It was extremely
Oh,
peculiar.
look how pretty I am.
Calm and
Oh.
see. Keep calm. Plants have protein.
Actually, I'm an intro.
Keep calm, plants have protein. I know, bro. That's why I eat
Just
toast.
like wait. Yeah, have you seen that? No.
No, he's just zesty as hell.
Oh, I know.
I'm an omnivore
This
now.
one is like damn.
I did not know this.
If I could, I'd only eat meat.
Like, I only followed her after a house.
And this is one of her new posts. Like,
No, because I know that shit doesn't pack enough.
What's her birthday?
Bro.
that must be like a lot of money to just pay for her.
Wait,
You know, like.
I know it's not
Yeah,
packing
she
protein.
just like
you know what's packing up the other way though?
yeah.
Aww.
What in fats? I know it's chubby.
Where did
Me
you
too. No.
Yeah.
No.
What it lies in
I know.
length, it makes up
I
for in
know.
width.
I know that thing is like so like untrained.
Yo, what? Yo, do not describe what is that long as untrained. What is that meant to be?
Not experienced.
Do not describe.
Why is my head like that?
Bro, what? What are you looking at, bro?
You want to smoke weed?
I'm trying to play bro. I look I'm not shade.
What?
Dude, I just got level 15.
I will see.
Oh my days.
Level
That's
15
crazy.
what?
2 goblin barrels on the other side of the map.
Bro, you're just not a competitive player. You don't know how good it is. I just don't run.
Middle of the
game.
The purpose of this one is regular pre-list plan. And I have filled this with hydrogen gas. What does hydrogen gas do? What's the hydrogen gas do? We combust. So this is just the hydrogen gas. You should just hear it we combust. If it goes wrong, okay. I am afterwards going to ask you to explain using all of the This is one in which sound is an important part. Speaking part. I'm not kidding, like you have to be dead silent. If you can't do it, go with lunch.
Bro, is he gonna be at the call?
Stand up for part 2 guy.
Bro, who screamed? That made me even more scared. That was not a squeaky paw.
That,
That was not a squeaky paw.
well, perhaps there's something more going on.
That was a.
Okay,
That was like
make sure
oh,
we
it was just a bomb.
where are we at? Today.
I'm gonna miss the explosions when we change to live.
Okay, you've got 3 minutes. This has a tiny hole in one end. That's the end I lit. This has a larger hole in the other end. It was just like this, and all I did was light the top. And it was full of hydrogen gas only. That's what I filled it up with. It took time. It made a sound, and then it all went at once. Why? You have 3 minutes, write a document, and add it in on the Google Classroom. That is your last guess. Why did that happen?
I could not tell you. Probably not, right?
Why did it go boom?
Maybe activation.
No, because the heat gives kinetic energy, and then the hydrogen particles got excited, and then they eventually bounced around and then exploded.
Best guess? We are now in
Heat.
December.
Heat gives energy. Giving
Yo, how does this sound?
He gives kinetic energy. How do you
Whoa.
They don't expand. They just
Can we
Post
add a class comment?
You can add a class comment, I think, can't you?
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying like instead of a document. We can just,
Oh, yeah. Oh, hold it. That would be a whole different thing, wouldn't it?
no, we can just
'Cause
see each other.
Should we just class?
Because I can make a question.
Oh yeah.
Let's do that instead.
And then how do you submit?
You can answer and then press that.
Wait, so what happened?
Short answer. All
I
students.
don't know. I'm
No
a
points.
student.
I'll send you.
With your back.
Could you
There.
make it
Ask.
words?
Done.
Are you misspelling squeaky on purpose?
Pardon?
Are you misspelling squeaky on purpose?
That's how you spell squeaky.
Because I know
What's wrong with that squeaky?
Isn't it an EA?
What?
You don't know the whole
His
reason
mind.
my dog twisted
Wait.
mine.
Wait, is it?
You don't wanna.
How do you spell squeaky?
The
There's
hydrogen
what?
exploded.
Squeaky? Squeak. Oh, eat. You eat. I do not apparently know how to spell squeaky. It's EA.
Isn't it dependent on?
I'm now going to leave it. It's not. Isn't it dependent on what?
Wait, so do we make a doc still?
Nope. You can just add it right on there.
Oh,
You're like a minute.
like a class comment?
Yep.
Like if you're in your
Oh, just like. Wait, what?
Wait, did you go? Are you on a lunch?
No.
Oh, okay, no.
I think the lunch is on Zoom. You do agree.
Once you've made your comment, you can go. Next thing we will take up the biology. We're going to start off with some